Today I'm going to teach you this makeup look. Mind you, this makeup look is going to make you look very, very unapproachably sexy. And you just need three products: a foundation, blush, and a lipstick. You can also use just two instead of three if you want to skip the blush and use your lipstick as the blush. So let's get into the tutorial. So first off, I want to prime my face. I'm going to use a thick moisturizer today because I'm going to use a very full coverage foundation. So when you are choosing to wear very dark lipsticks, choosing a very thick foundation, like a high coverage foundation, really helps you get a more full coverage and hide a lot of your pigmentation and even tone your skin perfectly, because what these cool tone dark lipsticks tend to do is make you look very tired. I'm talking about shades like this. um if you are scared of shades like this, like ox blood, very deep maroon, something like sin and mac, very deep tones, purpley, mauvey deep tones, then this is the kind of base that you should be doing. So first off, moisturize your skin very well so that it's a perfect base for a full coverage foundation, and then let it sit for a minute. Let that get sunken in into your skin so that nothing is sticking on top of it, and you have a very moisturized, glowy skin. I especially like this Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream because it works for my skin type. Okay, I have a very sensitive, extremely dry, prone to dermatitis kind of a skin, and this thick texture, rich creme hydrates my skin for a very, very long period of time. It creates a very good barrier between the makeup and my skin, at the same time providing a lot of hydration and glow to my skin. So for this look today, I have chosen the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Foundation. If you have tried this foundation, you know it is a very, very thick foundation, very full coverage. It stays all day and night. It is a long stay foundation. So whenever you're picking up a long stay foundation, make sure that you hydrate your skin very well, because what a long stay foundation does is it sucks the moisture from your face for it to stay longer on your face. So you need to have something that can feed it, okay? Literally feed the foundation, and it doesn't suck the moisture from your skin. So you can have something like a tacky primer, the Milk Hydro Grip primer, or a thick emollient primer, the Embryoless you can use. And the best combination that goes with this one is definitely the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Creme. So now I'm going to pick up this foundation. I have two shades. I can explain why. When I wanted to try this foundation, I didn't find my shade. So I picked up number 6, which looked darker on me. And then later on, I picked up 4 because I thought I can mix these two and create my perfect shade. If you have a doubt while shopping for your foundations, if you are doubting if something is darker, I would say go for it, because it's better to go for a darker foundation than a lighter foundation, because you can make a darker foundation work out by layering it up with a lighter concealer on top of it, and it is not going to look ashy. But instead, if you pick up the wrong shade in terms of a lighter, you pick up something lighter than your skin tone, then the chances are very, very high that it is going to look ashy on your skin, and it's very difficult to color correct it because you'll have to use an orange corrector, and it's a whole lot of extra new steps, which is a hassle for a beginner. So that is my tip. So if you are confused between two shades, one could be too dark, one could be too light, pick up the darker one, okay? So this is the foundation that I have. It's a very thick consistency. It's a very creamy consistency. And how I like to lay it on is I start with my laying it up on my jaw, because chances are very less that it will cling to any dry patches here. And I'm going to get thinner and thinner with my placement as I go up. So for these kind of thick formulations, this is what I do. I start laying it up, the maximum amount I laid up on this part of my face, barring the center because there are a lot of lines and all of that. I don't want it to sit in those lines. So I'm laying the maximum amount of foundation on plain areas where chances are very less that it is going to sit and cling to any kind of dry patches. Now, whatever is left on my hand, I'm just going to prime my brush with it. I'm just going to pick it up on my brush, and I use a small brush for it. And what I like to do is just go with bouncing, dabbing motions. And you can see I've not placed it under my eyes. I'm just dragging that product there because I don't want too much coverage there. So this is what I'm doing. I'm just bouncing my brush, and whenever I want to stretch that product upwards, I'm just dragging it. Okay. But mostly my strokes is tapping and bouncing. Since on the forehead I don't have any creases, I can go in circular motions to blend it in. So wherever you tend to crease, or you have you have nooks and crannies, you push the product in. So that is number 6. You can see this kind of looks a little sallow on my skin. And that's why I picked up number 4 to make it work, like balance out the sallowness and match it with my ears. I feel number 6 is a little too yellow for my liking. And yeah, it kind of, something is off about this color, which is why I'm now going to add in number 4 just in the center of my face. So this is number 4, and I'm going to take half a pump, okay? That was one full pump. And this one, I'm just going to take half a pump, blend it on my back of my hand, and place it right here. I'm not placing right under my eyes. I'm again picking up the rest with the brush and going in with tapping motions. I really like this brush. This is a very inexpensive brush by Mars Cosmetics. This is called BRF04. It's perfect for blending your concealer, and you can see I'm using it to blend my foundation because it gives me control and precision. And again, tapping motions here. Now you can see the color is balanced. I like to use the darkness in my eyes on the lid space as my natural eyeshadow, so I'm not going to touch that. If that bothers you, you can always go in with an eyeshadow primer of your color, or you can go in with a concealer, maybe just a tiny bit to probably cancel out the redness a little bit. But more or less, I'm going to keep it like that. And now it kind of matches the tone of my ears and it looks cohesive. You can see, even it matches my chest and it doesn't look off. This is a close-up of how my skin is looking at the moment. If there is any settling or creasing right underneath your eyes, take your finger and just dab softly and remove any excess just around the eyelashes. You don't need that. And probably go again a little bit. Whatever is left on your brush will balance it out. And now to add a little bit of glow, I'm going to add the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter right there. And clean my brush on a tissue so that I take off the excess concealer because I don't want any more coverage. So whatever foundation was on the brush is off. Sit with a tissue or a makeup towel where you can do this, and you can minimize the use of different brushes. You just need one brush. And I'm going to just blend it out very softly. I'm not disrupting the placement of it. And there you have it. Time for the lips. Going to get rid of any foundation from my lips. And I'm going in with this lipstick. This is the Prada Monochrome Soft Matte Lipstick in the color Tonka. So that is Tonka. You can tell what I'm talking about. These kind of dark lipsticks is not everyone's cup of tea, but if you like these, wearing them can make you look a little washed out. It can make you look washed out, because of which I'm going to tell you what you can do about it. There are two ways of doing it. Either you pick up a blush which is of a similar tone. This is a Chanel blush in the shade Boost. This is the Red Camellia shade. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick up a little bit and go in with a brush. This kind of softens the look a little and makes the lipstick more wearable. Any grapey toned, plum toned blush is the perfect match for these. Now you are your best judge. If you want to add a little bit here, a little bit here, you can go about it. I have a very long face, so I need to balance out the longitudes and the latitudes of my face. So I'm going to go in a little bit um, on my forehead, the topmost part of my forehead and the bottommost part of my face, that is the chin, and probably a little on the nose. Don't go in with too much in one go as your blush because that may look a little scary. Keep building it up, okay? You can always add more, but removing is going to take off all your base product and it's a extra step unnecessarily. So now if you feel this is good enough, you can stop. I feel I also need a little more red just to balance out um, the coolness with a little bit of warmth of the red. So I'm also going to take in a little bit of red and placing it right in the center. And just with my finger, I'm going to blend it in and tap with the brush. I'm not moving it anywhere. Blending the edges. And that's the finished look, guys. This is a very elegant, chic look. If, mind you, this is going to make you look very unapproachable. Probably with black nails, a little bit of junk jewelry, tied up hair or curly hair, whatever you may like. You can always top it up with some mascara. I'm just skipping the mascara because I don't like the hassle of, taking it off. I don't have to go anywhere today. I just thought of doing this makeup look for you guys to teach this little trick that can elevate your everyday makeup to a very different kind of an approach. You can alternate this lipstick with any kind of dark tone. You can switch this with a dark chocolate, a dark mauve, a very deep red. The choice is all yours. But this is what it is. Okay. I hope you found this helpful. Let me know in the comment section, and I will see you soon in my next one. Till then, take care. Bye.